What's up, my dudes? So we got some interesting news coming out on this whole, there's the potential, okay? Not saying this is going to happen or anything, but there's this potential for the rest of the Supercross rounds to be in May, all in the same stadium, Phoenix Glendale Stadium, right? So it'll be like a Glendale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Rest of the rounds all in a row. Nobody in the stadiums. Get them all done. I don't know. I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but that's definitely in the talks for sure. So, yeah. Either way, I mean, you know, and a lot of people are talking about, we don't even know if we're going to be able to get, people in stadiums for the rest of 2020. So you may not even be able to get that anyways, right? So it may have to be a nobody in the stadiums racing situation either way. I'm not really sure. But I certainly think that getting it done sooner than later is probably better. But they did kind of, if they do this in May, I mean, just like a couple weeks ago, a lot of them people were telling everybody to rest, telling all the pro dudes to rest. This is your off season right now. You need to rest right now because you're going to be going into outdoors and then going into Supercross and then the next year of Supercross and then the next year of outdoors, right? So now they're all of a sudden like, we might race it all in May. That's being a little wishy-washy if that's really the case. Like I say, I don't know. Just hearing these random, could be rumors, could be, I don't know. I'm just talking about this possibility, right? So don't take what I'm saying like, oh my God, it's the truth. This is what they're doing. I don't know. Nobody knows anything, especially this current day and age. Nobody knows anything of what anything's happening. This could change tomorrow. This could change before I even get this video out, right? So I'm just talking about the possibility of if they were going to potentially think about doing it all in May and at the same stadium. I mean, it's going to be a weird Supercross season either way you put it, either way you want to do it. So you might as well get that out of your head thinking that it could be somewhat normal. Not really. You've already kind of killed the potential normalness of it. And I just feel like the longer you wait, the more weird it's going to feel and get, right? The more weird it's going to end up being. But maybe it would be a better option to do it after outdoors. I just know it's definitely going to change the whole dynamic of everything because we've never had a half of the Supercross season, then have to go to outdoors, then do the rest of that Supercross season. I just feel it's going to change outdoors in a big way just by the way people are riding, the way, I mean, it's like, what is Sexton going to go ride a 450 in outdoors and then go defend his 250 title in Supercross right after? I mean, it's just bizarre, you know? Really bizarre. So, if they could do it all, but then it goes into like, if you try to do it all at one time in 1 month or whatever, I mean, man alive. Think about how different that's going to be for the racers in Supercross. They ain't never raced like that before. So I don't know if they would try to do like 2 rounds a week, try to like spread them apart, like do one Wednesday and then Saturday or whatever, so it tries to give the guys enough time to rest. But then they can't really go like train like they normally would, so it's completely different in that sense. Or it would be like every single one of them out there at the same test track in Phoenix, or Arizona for that matter, you know. I don't know exactly how it would work, but either which way they do it, it's going to be weird. Either which way they attempt to get this done, it's going to be bizarre. It's going to be a one-of-a-kind, never-done-before type thing. But if they don't do it now, it is going to be weird going from outdoors and then all of a sudden trying to click right back into where they were in the super. You know, that's what I mean by the longer you wait, the weirder it's going to get because you're getting further and further away from the feelings that you had in the last Supercross race, which is Daytona. You know, you're getting further and further away from what this championship even was at the time, right? So, I don't know. It creates sort of a weirdness to it the longer you put it off, but we'll see what they can do, though. But, I mean, as far as, like, having fans in the stadium, I think that's sort of a far cry. no matter when you do it the rest of this year, because the government and everything else is getting so they've been so extra strict about everything with this whole situation. So I just think it's going to be one of the things, there's not really going to be fans in stadiums for events for at least another 3 or 4 months, at least bare minimum, right? I don't even know if we're going to start the outdoor title when it's supposed to start. I mean, literally. Like, by the way the whole thing is went, it wouldn't shock me at all if it comes down to that time and it's like, whoop, nope, we got to push outdoors back another round. So I don't even know if you could even do Supercross in May. The rest of Supercross in May. I don't even know if that's even feasible. Like, I don't even know how possible that even is. Because, I mean, we're already pushing back one of the outdoor, or taking away one of the outdoor rounds, rather, to push that back just a little bit, right? So, I mean, it's like you kind of get this confliction of trying to get the Supercross title done as soon as you can, but not trying to do it too quick, so it kind of turns into all that. But either way, definitely let me know down in the comments what you guys think the best thing I could do. Let me wreck another 75,000 times. But yeah, I don't know. Weird year, boys. Very weird year, but I think we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel already, though, right? Like, warmer weather starting to kick in. I think that's going to put the hurt into it. That's going to kind of clear it up more. I think it's just here in the next month or so, like, everything's going to start getting a little more back to normal, but it's going to be a process getting everything back to normal because the economy has been so jacked that, some businesses aren't going to come back. Some of them are. Some of them are going to take time to come back. It's going to be a whole ordeal, a whole process in getting back. It's not just going to be like flipping a switch. So, but, yeah, that would be weird seeing 7 rounds in the same stadium, all like back to back to back. That would be bizarre. They would have to, like, trying to change the track enough, you kind of start getting into that. Like, would they really be able to change it enough? And then it would be like, if that sort of dirt compound really fits one rider, he's going to be massively advantaged over anybody else. Or if that's like, he's good at Glendale tracks, he's going to be massively advantaged for the second full half of the series. It's going to be weird in that sense, It's going to be very different in that sense than, like, going from Seattle to whatever, Vegas to, you're not going to have that sort of variation to the tracks that you normally would have if they do go down this route. So, but I think Glendale is a big enough stadium, Glendale, Arizona. You can do a lot with it. You can, definitely change it up enough if they get the track makers working 24 hours a day, really getting it to something different every round. And I think it'll really, they could pull it off. I mean, I definitely think they could do this, but and then in that sense, if you could get it done before outdoors, then you just go to outdoors and run outdoors like it is, and everything's pretty much back to normal after outdoors, right? Versus if they don't do it now, it's going to be like you go through outdoors having Supercross in the back of your mind, then you got to do the rest of Supercross after outdoors, then 2021 Supercross is right after you finish 2020 Supercross. So it's going to be crazy. It's going to, like, bleed all the way into 2022 almost, right? If you don't do Supercross before outdoors, it's going to bleed plumb into 2021, potentially into 2022. So, but whereas if they went ahead and got Supercross done, no matter how they could do it, if they went ahead and got it done and then did outdoors, you'd pretty much be back to normal by the time you got back to the start of 2021 Supercross in 2021. You'd pretty much be back to your normal schedules and stuff like that, right? So, yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Just want to talk about this a little bit. Either way, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dudes.